To throw right overhand cross counter on a right cross. You'll step outside your opponent's line of attack with this overhand. To do this properly, timing is key, so watch for signs that your opponent will throw the right cross, like pulling back of his right shoulder or elevating his right elbow. Other signs of your opponent's cross can come from below the waist, so look at your entire opponent. People often telegraph by leaning back on their rear leg to really project their weight forward. I want my students to push their weight forward immediately, without retracting their right shoulder or without pulling their weight back on their rear leg. So when your opponent attacks and you see it, you step outside of his line of attack. When you do this, you put yourself out of danger, and by pushing forward your entire body weight, you get a lot of power into your overhand cross. So first, let's focus on the footwork. So to focus on your footwork, let go of your hands. So the footwork again, you step outside 45 degrees and you push on your rear foot your weight forward like you would do in like a lunge. However, you turn your hip after you push your weight forward, you turn your hip in and then you pull your left shoulder back. Like that, you use the torque of your entire body and you push your weight forward. After your overhand, you will start cutting the corner. This means you will step outside of your opponent's line of attack and then turn towards him. Like that, you're in the perfect position to attack and your opponent will not be able to counter or block properly until he turns back towards you. So, when you cut the corner, it's important to just step outside 45 degrees and just turn a little bit, because if you turn too much, you give your side. So you don't want to be perpendicular to your opponent, you want your feet to be turned towards your opponent. So when you step outside and you turn, you want your feet, both of your feet, pointed at your opponent. To cut the corner, the pivot you do after 45 degrees angle is small. So you step outside and just turn your hips towards your opponent. You see, it's a very small movement. So one last time, you step outside, turn and then attack.